Hello all, this is A. Fiona Joshi from the Department of English, St.Ignatius College of Education, Palayamkottai. Today we are going to discuss about composition. Composition is a kind of language exercise for enabling the students to complete a given sentence for the sake of practice. And here the word composition has been taken from the word compose, which means to put together. Therefore, composition is an act of putting the words together. It is generally considered to imply writing or story writing. So, composition is the expression of the student's thoughts, ideas, feelings and observations. So, here it includes both the process and product of composing. And the product may take the form of a letter, an application, a paragraph, a story, an essay or in other form, etc. So now let's move on to the objectives of teaching composition. The teaching of composition has mainly three objectives. They are to provide pupils an opportunity to use the structures and vocabulary they have learnt and to enable pupils to express themselves meaningfully on a topic of their choice and to enable pupils to arrange their ideas in proper sequence. And then the principles of teaching composition include proper selection, gradation, utility, group involvement, oral practice, sequence and follow-up. And then let's move on to the types of composition. So there are two types of composition. They are guided composition and free composition. Guided composition is otherwise called as controlled composition, and here guidance of vocabulary, structures, ideas is given to the students, and the model activity or guidance is provided by the teacher to the students and they reproduce the material exactly in the same way. And in this manner it is also called as the reproduction exercise. So guided composition is otherwise called as reproduction exercise. And then let's move on to free composition. Free composition means doing composition work freely and independently. Here the learner is free to use any thoughts, structures, vocabulary, etc. and no guidance of any type is provided by the teacher. And free composition may also be called as unguided composition or uncontrolled composition. For example, it includes essay writing, summarizing, etc. And then there is a suitable type of composition at the early stages of learning, and here at the early stages of language learning only guided or controlled composition should be practiced because the students would be beginners and they cannot write the composition without proper guidance. So guided composition is prescribed at the early stages of learning, and free composition in fact is the last stage, and it should come only after several years of language practice, which is possible through guided composition. And there are several free composition exercises such as short paragraph on any topic of interest, summarizing, narrative writing, paraphrasing, dialogue writing, letter writing, story writing, creative writing, etc. And there are certain stages for teaching composition. The first one is pre-composition stage, the second one is oral composition stage, the third one written composition stage, and the final one is correction work. So in the pre-composition stage, it is a stage before teaching actual composition. So here the learners are taught some language items like vocabulary, structures, etc. And an oral composition stage, this stage is very important one, and whatever topic is taken up for composition should be dealt orally first. And at early stages, this type of practice is very essential, and this stage is divided into two parts. The first one is oral development of composition by the teacher, and the second one is oral development of composition by the students. And then comes written composition stage. Here, after the oral stage, this stage in composition should be practiced. And whatever variety of writing is taken up, the learner should know it very well for whom it is being written and what is the main purpose of writing it. And then finally it comes the correction stage, and this should be given much importance, and usually this part of composition is either ignored or done half-heartedly by the teacher because it takes time. But correction work should be given proper importance in the process of teaching composition. Thank you.